The Information and Broadcasting Ministry has come up with a proposal to scrap the Cable Television Networks Act of 1995 in order to extend its oversight to digital broadcasting services, including over-the-top platforms. The ministry floated the Draft Broadcasting Services Regulation Bill 2023 on November 10 and has invited feedback and comments from stakeholders within 30 days. The bill seeks to update the broadcasting sector's regulatory framework in line with emerging technological advancements. INB Minister Anurag Thakur said the pivotal legislation will help replace outdated acts, rules, and guidelines and adapt to the dynamic world of OTT, digital media, DTH, IPTV, and more. OTT platforms are currently regulated under the IT Act 2000, and much like the introduction of IT rules in 2021, the new draft broadcasting bill has once again raised concerns about increased scrutiny of streaming platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and digital news platforms, among others, by the Government of India. The bill proposes a Content Evaluation Committee or CEC, which will act as a self-certification body to certify content of broadcasters. The bill indicates that the government may prescribe the number of members in the CEC, the quorum required, and other such details to ensure smooth functioning. There will also be a government-appointed Broadcast Advisory Council, which will advise the government on orders to be issued in case of violation of the program code or advertisement code.
Now, this Content Evaluation Committee is more like a self-regulatory body. However, the interesting part is that on top of this, you have the Broadcasting Advisory Council. And this would be a government body. This is going to be nominated. The members of it will be government employees. They'll be nominated by the government. So all of this framework of self-regulation that we are seeing will essentially also come under the ambit of the Broadcasting Advisory Council. So to what extent it's actually self-regulation, and to what extent we'll have to abide by the government's conformities as to what they believe is the correct streaming criteria, that I think remains to be seen. So for the OTTs, this is certainly a new challenge.
The bill introduces a differentiated approach for program and advertisement codes across various broadcasting services. It mandates stringent access controls for restricted content. Any breach of the codes will necessitate the broadcaster or network operator to take corrective actions, including modifying or deleting the program, issuing a censor, or paying a penalty. Speaking of penalty, the government has framed the penalty structure that commensurates with the size of the company that fails to comply with the provisions of the bill. The maximum penalty prescribed is 50 crore rupees. Experts say imposing cable TV-like regulations on streaming platforms could hinder audience experience and thereby the growth of OTT platforms, especially at a time when the revenue of the Indian OTT market is seen doubling to $3.5 billion by 2027 from $1.8 billion in 2022, according to a PwC report.
One of the things that I can't quite understand is how online streaming services, or OTT as they're being called, are being made a part of a broadcast bill, because broadcast is communication to the public. It is communication from one source of information to many people at the same time, and online streaming services are essentially one-to-one. So when we, for example, view an online streaming services, there's a specific stream that's being sent to you or me individually based on what we have chosen to view. Secondly, for online platforms, it is pull-based content. It is something that we choose from a selection of options that we have in terms of content. So it's not that it is being it's a broadcast medium like television where we don't have a choice over what is being shown on screen. So we might inadvertently be subjected to content which is perhaps not of a type of content that should be communicated to the public.
Experts argue that imposing rigorous program and advertisement codes could result in content censorship on OTT platforms, hampering content innovation and autonomy. They call for clear guidelines on online content codes to eliminate subjective interpretation.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
She's working her way to the corner office. Business Standard.